Okay, so welcome to this video. Um, it's been a while because I've been on a holiday on ski vacation. I'm not sure how to pronounce it in English, but uh, I was a week gone. But yeah, I really enjoyed myself, and the market waited for me because when I left was around here, and then I already said like this is likely to be the range high, range low, and then we had a deviation of the high or a sweep, and since then price has basically been rotating within this tight range. So there were some low time frame scalp opportunities, but beside that not much has happened. So that's yeah, good to see. And I want to make this video because I want to give a quick update, and I know I always talk too long, but I will try to keep it short this time because there will be a better or yeah, better update tomorrow. So first of all, I want to quickly zoom out because we have this range, but like the better way to look at it is because we are trending down. If we just skip some points, we can see that we are in this downtrend. And then this is our current low and this is our current high. So from that perspective, you pull your range from this low to this high because your range is only valid if you tap your mid-range. So this is not your tap one because you don't tap your mid-range, but this is your tap one because then here you confirm your range. So this is the valid way to look at it. But since we already made a move up, you can also pull your range from high to low. But yeah, this is the most valid one in my opinion. So make it a close one. And then you can also say which is the one right here. That because here you're trending up, that you can pull your range from this high to this low, which was the last time I mentioned it, where I said we have tap one right there, tap two right here. This was a sweep of the high. Now you can quickly look at what is the deviation threshold, and then you can see that this one stayed within. So, and this one also. So then you can look at it from this perspective that you have one, this is your two, this is kind of your three, your range low deviation, that you broke structure back to bullish right here, which is the internal structure from here. So if you look at this top, you have low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, which then broke back to bullish right here. And then price now making a retracement back to into a 4 hour. So let's for now look at this local range, but yeah, don't forget that if we lose this local range right here, where we also see that all the volume is, or I have to pull it from the low then, you can see that all the volume is in this upper part. So once we lose the range lows right here, it can be a quick move into this lower part of the range. So that's something to keep in mind. But for now, we had that 4 hour OBIM, which you can see here. You see that you have that sellers and that buyers take over, leaving an imbalance. So then you can pull it from this candle to that candle. And then we can see that price tapped into it very slightly. So yeah, not a full mitigation, but price tapped into it this during New York. And during New York, I did another live stream where I said it was very likely to see price take out that current daily low, since statistics were yeah, like the current daily low was put in during hour 11, which was at that point this low, and there was a very it's a very bad point in time to put in a low, and also on based on just statistic or on just the TA itself, it was a bad low. So it was very likely to see that get taken out, and that's also what happened. And then price moved down, perfect mitigation, or at least a tap into that 4 hour order block, and then a bounce. However, if we just follow structure, then the main structure is this low, lower high, now lower low. So you can say that this is your main structure, which also aligns with the Monday's high. And then if you look at the internal structure, you can look at it from this low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So this is your more internal structure. So we can put them on the chart to keep an eye on them. And then also put on the, oh, well, sorry, this is our Monday's high. Because we had the spike up on Monday and then the sell off. So this is our Monday's high, this is our Monday's low. And during today's stream, I mentioned that I wanted to see the daily low get swept, which happened. And then also the Monday's low preferably, because a lot of liquidity was underneath that level. So we did both of those. And the reason why I wanted to see that happen today is because based on statistics, we should keep an eye on our weekly P1, which is currently this high. And that's put in on Monday, so that's a strong high. Then this morning our P2 was on Monday, but right now it's on Tuesday. So that's already a weaker pivot than if it's printed on Monday. So this is by now a stronger high. But Tuesday could also still print pivots for the weekly. But if we make a new low like tomorrow, then yeah, this high becomes extremely strong. So if we want to get a bullish reversal this week, we should form that low today, else statistics are heavily against us. If we look at it from this perspective, because I also said here locally you are also trending down, so then you can also look at it from, this is your range. And then we can look at the deviation threshold, in which you have tab 1 at the high, tab 2 at the low, mid-range tab, valid range, and then this move below stayed within the deviation threshold. It didn't close below, so then it can be seen as a valid, for now, deviation. So then you can extend it to that second tab, and then this is basically the range to look at, where now the deviation threshold is located below that 4-hour order block. So this is all perfectly following my expectation I made during the live stream for the Friday Data Discord. And now this is getting very interesting, because if we also look at the low, from this low to that high and at the fib levels, then price is currently, it tapped already in the 0.72 level, which is a pretty good retracement level. And then we have the 786 a little lower. So this could potentially be the second tap of that local range, while it can form the higher low of this potential 1, 2, 3, broke to bullish. And then this can potentially be the higher low for the higher high back to the range highs. At least that's a scenario I'm keeping an eye on, and I would love to see play out. I'm not in position yet, but I'm looking at what the structure does right here, and if we can get an entry right there. There we go, or at least don't go. And what's interesting as well is that we had this sell-off, and then we see that we left this supply level behind, which now got tapped. So I also mentioned that either for the bullish case, you want to see this get reclaimed, then you invalidate the supply and you break your internal structure level, and then you can look for a higher low for a higher high. Or what you want to see, which is the better outcome, is that if this is the 1, this is the 2, that with this move, price took out the supply, and then now you want to see like a slow move down, preferably with structure confirmation, and then along it right here. And then best case scenario is that this low is printed on Tuesday, so either today, or this is already the second tap, and that we now want to look for the higher low. It can maybe go like this, and then there, flip structure internally, and then look for the 1, this is your 2, and this is your 3 for the model 2. So that's basically what I'm looking at. I think we are at an interesting level here, because if we don't hold these levels, then I think we have a pretty good chance that we get a move below here, and then that this will be the lower high for a lower low, and that we take out that naked low, and that this will be the bigger range from this low to that high, and that this was simply the upper part of the range where we traded, and that we then gonna build value in the lower part of the range. So pretty interesting what's gonna happen today and tomorrow. But this is like the local levels I'm looking at. And if we clean it up, then yeah, you want to see reactions in this demand or very nearby. And then look for structure breaks, because for now structure is all still pointing lower. So yeah, that's the plan for today, tomorrow. Putting an alert a little lower right there and one a little higher, because we also made fresh demand. Yeah, look, we also have a 10-minute fresh demand zone right here. So you can also watch for price to tap into that. And then you also want to look at what does price leave behind. And here you see that buyers step in, sellers take over, aggressive push down. So this is some local supply created. So what you then want to see potentially is that you have your high, low, high, low, low, high, low, high, low break structure. And at this point, supply is already getting taken out. So then you can look for, after the break structure, potentially for longs to play that 2-tap, 3-tap right there. But it can also take a bit more time, because right now they are pretty close to each other. But yeah, there are always a lot of ways how it can play out. So I can just share what I'm looking at, and then eventually it's all up to you how to approach it. But for now, thanks for watching, and probably more tomorrow a new video, maybe even a live stream, because in the next 2 weeks, quite a lot of things will happen. But yeah, that will be announced in due time. So thanks for watching, and happy trading as always. Thanks.